pulley.
Substance.
Let me see
An
that.
open container.
No, that's an emotional support beer.
Step out of the car.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Why I pulled you over.
No, sir,
Did
I
he
don't.
said the
You know
emotional
your taillight's
support
out, right?
beer?
Well, no, I drive from the inside of my car.
Sir, is that an open container?
No, that's an emotional support beer.
Step out of the car.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Why I pulled you over.
Oh my god, bro! I've been seeing a lot of like service dogs, bro. Like everywhere. Like I don't know if it's just like I'm like I don't know what's happening, but I've seen more like maybe within the
Canine
last
units. That's what you mean?
no, I'm talking about like actual service dogs, like you know individuals who have these emotional support dogs, or
Oh
it's
yeah.
not even like what I'm saying. Like when he said that, he said that, made that comment, just made me think about. It's like that is something like I've seen more. Like I've seen at least 3 today. But like, and they're all like different types and sizes and whatever. But I thought it was just kind of strange that I'm seeing this more and more often, that there's these emotional support dogs, or whatever they do, because like all of them have different things that you're good at. I know some of them can detect epilepsy and whatever, but I don't know. But maybe I'm weird. I'm saying for me even saying that or noticing that, but
Yeah, no, but I know it's been a thing for a long time. It's widespread. Now they got random ass animals that they use for support animals. It's really a huge thing.
yeah. Well, no, but what I mean, I don't know if it's just random that, like, because I mean, you know what? I'm in an area that I don't normally come to, so maybe that's part of it. That's something I gotta look at too, because I'm usually the Northeast. I've been in what was from Oklahoma to Colorado. I've been in Colorado for the last 3 days, pretty much. I'm in Nebraska now. I just drove out of Colorado not long ago. But
I'm behind on the comments. Doc says the hair doesn't say "I love myself"; it says "damaged." That was for the chick that was in the clip. I would like to point out these are the places that Biden has left open to drill on. He wants big oil to do it so the left can keep demonizing the oil gas industry and push the Green Deal and the costs that are hidden. R. Kelly, greatest musician ever. Your credibility is already shot. I ain't gonna lie. When he said that too, it kind of hurt. Like, R. Kelly, greatest musician ever. You, you're being dramatic right now, sir. I'm gonna need you to calm down.
who?
The person that it was what was it? It was the clip I read earlier where the guy said R. Kelly was the greatest musician ever. And Doc says, "Have you
No,
covered
we haven't.
the Emmett
Yeah,
Till
I was
news?"
just
Yeah, I saw it, but no, we haven't talked about it. Go ahead. They said that they found a warrant. I guess it must be an active warrant for the lady who
made
accused them at
the
Till.
accusations. Yeah,
And that lady is still alive.
somebody sent me that an article on it. I was driving, so I didn't get a chance to read it, but it was kind of exciting to hear it, even though, like, I mean, it's kind of late. I
But
mean,
I don't see anything happening with it because if it would be happening instead of just being in the news.
well, and yeah, because and that's the thing that I forget too myself sometimes, but I preach it a lot. It's like all these things to trigger us, or to like they put out there in the news to distract us, or to you know whatever it is in the moment that they're trying to do, because like they're either trying to hide some shit that they've been doing, or they just something to, like, a lot of these things are just something to distract us, keep us from looking at what's really happening. Well, it's things that's more important. Because I mean, first of all, I mean, this woman is what 80 something years old. I mean, shit. Her living now, like I guarantee you, she's already been punished throughout her free life.
I bet the universe don't play. Everybody have to pay.
Yeah.
But still, there ain't no stipulations. There ain't no statute of limitations on what is it?
But
Is
she,
it the
but she,
murders?
but she, but see, but that's the thing. Like that's where it's like I would say it would get tricky, is because I mean maybe she's the cause of his murder, but she didn't murder him.
Right. So that's where it would get tricky. But I've seen cases where they come back and get somebody really old for murders. So that means that
Yeah,
there's
but
like,
they actually physically committed the murder. Like they were like they had and probably had multiple murders. And yes, I had every right. They were supposed to go and get them no matter like whenever they find out this who it is, that all the evidence adds up. Then yeah, but I mean, yeah, maybe she would be an accessory or like I don't know if you can really punish somebody like you telling somebody a lie and somebody ups and go and kill somebody. Like the
yeah,
people
what
who
is that
actually,
crime? What do you call that crime? Accessory to murder? I don't know what
I,
you call that. Doc says basically they have a warrant and want them to arrest her. It's interesting how it will play out. Yeah, I think if they wanted to arrest her, she would be arrested. He
well, and
said,
that's the
if
thing. I mean, she 80 something. Is she on the run? Like
like
that's the
really,
like,
they can't find her. They don't know where she at.
you know
She
what I'm
hiding out
saying?
somewhere. She hiding out
She,
somewhere in Texas,
no,
in the
she done
desert.
ran for the border. Now she trying to get into Mexico, and while others are trying to get out.
No, I don't think that's the case. Let me read Doug's comment. He says, if it's not a murder warrant, then she cannot be brought in. So what does that mean then? I mean, if you have a warrant for her arrest, so then they gotta wait till she gets pulled over by the cops or something? That's so stupid. It's he says, but the mob is going to get in on this one. That is kind of scary, man. That's scary right now because the world is going in that way. That's the way it look. He said negligent homicide. Is that what it called? That's what it is? Negligent homicide. So your negligence led to a homicide. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm okay with
Okay.
that. I'm good with that.
Hey, hey, look, if they can pull it off, but I mean, like I said, I ain't good at all. I don't know about all the making charges and this, that, and the other. But however, yeah, if they can make it stick, okay, that's fine. But I guarantee you, this woman, like her actions,
That would
because
be the trial of the century. Imagine what it would be, So if they did go down this road, that would be because this is all just a distraction, anyways, right? And like I say, like it's a mute point at this point. But still, a lot of people would like, if you did something fucked up, I think a lot of people that's in jail right now or went to jail before would be like,
70 years
yeah,
ago.
they but still the people that went to jail or whatever are the people who's lived their life without doing crime can be like, man, yeah, bro, like you did the crime, like do the time, bro, like you might be you might be old, but hey, you know what I'm saying, they would have locked me up for it, you know what I'm saying, so hey.
I mean, hey, somebody gonna be in there trying to smack her cheeks. I guess I don't know, right? Like,
I'm just saying, some people would
uh,
feel like it, it's something that needs to be done, but at the end of the day, it's just a distraction. And imagine what the
yes,
trial would be like. It would be like
uh, this
uh
the
what-
same the
But I'm
same shit
sure,
that's
but
going
I'm sure
on
the
with
Emmett
Trump.
Till family wants justice though, bro, because he still has family that's alive and well that's fighting
and
for
Emmett
them.
Till would still be alive to this day. He wouldn't even be
Yeah,
that old. He
yeah. I
was a
mean, he
Yeah,
young
would
like
man
be.
when he died.
his family is
I,
still fighting, bro. Like that's just like when
bro, that was in the
Lil Wayne
50s,
made
bro.
that
That was in
fucked
the
up comment.
50s.
Yeah,
But
I mean
that was
I
back in the
understand.
1950s. So like we looking at 70. If he was 15 or 13 or however old he was, like right now he would still be like
I
80
think he was
something years.
12. I think he was 12.
Yeah, I mean, and so she must be what almost 90 or something. Because I mean, yeah, she might have been two or three, a couple, just a few years older than him, still. But yeah, like either way, so
Either
yeah, they would
way,
still.
If
she
she's roaming around, it's a good chance that he would still be roaming around
yeah,
right
potentially.
now.
So, yeah, like yeah, he could still be alive. But you
So
know, like look, I'm all for, like if this is something that makes the family feel better, you know, to put put some, put their minds at
But the,
ease. Okay, that's fine. But at the same time, for us, we
it's
don't
just a
need to be getting all.
distraction. And then
Yes, like
the trial would be a charade. It would be like OJ Simpson times 10, man. It would be like the greatest reality TV show of the last 10 years.
man, say bro,
I
it's
think they could do this shit private, bro. If they really wanted to do something, I think at this point they could do something private.
because I mean
They
and
could.
I mean it was such a public thing that I guess they would need to announce that to some extent, but don't be saying like, oh, a warrant. What the fuck is that? Why should I give a fuck about that?
Yeah, go pick her up. Tell me you show me the mugshot.
An arrest was made. Yes, like let me see her gray old ass in a mugshot. Yeah, like maybe what I'm saying. I had to see Emmett
And then I'm
Till.
still gonna just keep scrolling, but that'll give that'll be I'll be like, okay, well they did something.
Yeah, they actually made a move on it. Like it's not just a bunch of talk, because that's all it sounds like right now.
Yeah, something to get us all emotional about and all in our feelings and shit. At the same
Well, but see,
time,
but look, I mean, just I mean, let's let this play out, and let's think about this for a second. Like this is another way, like, because I mean, the racist democratic system, the KKK that killed them, or is using this to try to be like they did something about the racism, or this thing that happened years ago, which we're making up for this thing. Like this is another thing that they can try to say that they did something, instead of like, because it's always some kind of, it's never anything physical or tangible that they want to do for us, but it's always some symbolic gesture that
yeah,
they try to do for us,
I
or if
hate that
in
shit
court
so much.
Yeah, that's
that's
why
what
they gave
like
you Obama.
Yeah,
Nigga.
that's why they
That's
gave
why
a
you got
statue
Obama.
to. That's why you got a statue to the dude who got smushed. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, bro, like that
That
that got
that's why they trying to
smushed.
put what's her name on the $20 bill. It's what? How does that help anybody in any way, shape, or
Yeah, look,
fashion?
go on and put it on there, and then give me 20 million worth of them. You know what I'm saying? Like if you trying to do something, yeah, go and put the black lady on there, and then you know what I'm saying. Let me get a couple of million of them for myself.
Chunk me a couple
Matter of fact,
dollars.
yeah,
That
it's
at
just
least make
it's
me
just
feel better. You know what I'm saying? That'll
you know what
make
I'm
me
saying.
feel like a change. That make me feel like you having an effort, like you really care or whatever. Like you
Yeah, you
feel
know what I'm saying.
sorry.
And I'm saying 20. Like, you know what? Give me two. Give my son two, Millie, and we'll say, we'll call it
Square
okay.
business.
We won't say it's necessarily fair, but you know that's a great gesture.
Yeah, and I can move on in my life.
Yeah,
Um,
because I mean that's a good beginning. 2 million is a good beginning.
this is the doc sent me the article, NPR article. Emmett Till family seeks the arrest of a woman after 1955 warrant is found. It's funny how the title says of a woman. The internet has her name all over the place though, her picture and everything. But this might be related to what Doc is saying about the mob. It says a team searching a Mississippi courthouse basement for evidence about the lynching of black teenager Emmett Till has found the unserved warrant charging a white woman in his 1955 kidnapping, and relatives of the victim want authorities to finally arrest her nearly 70 years later. A warrant for the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Donham, identified as Mrs. Roy Bryant on the document, was discovered last week by searchers inside a file folder that had been placed in a box. LaFleur County Circuit Clerk Elmis Stockstill told the Associated Press on Wednesday. It's kind of like in one of the other shows we was talking about how the guy, he was like a CIA guy and he got to go down into the archives and he said he found some stuff that he
Hmm.
wasn't supposed to find because it was misfiled, and it's like the
Well,
perfect way to hide something is put it in the wrong
mm,
spot, especially if
yes,
it's in like a library or something.
I
That's why,
remember that. You had a video or something. I remember that.
yeah. So that's why the librarians get so mad when you don't put the book. Either give the book when you go to the library. Either give the book back to the librarian or put it back in the same
Exactly where it's
spot
supposed to go.
where it
Yeah,
was. Because if you put
yeah.
it back in a different spot, that book might be lost like fucking forever. Like that's not easy to do, you know? So, but anyways, this is what this makes me think of. They randomly find his this so somebody lost it by accidentally on purpose, misfiled it or misplaced it. You know what I mean? And some random person came upon it and was like, "Damn, this is some legitimate shit right here."
I just wonder if anything would ever be done to her at this point. But hey, why not? Hell, they sent Bill Cosby to jail. See now, so
Exactly, exactly,
why not
exactly. His
put that
and
over?
nobody
Yeah.
felt sorry for his ass either. They was like, "Get your
I
old ass
did.
in there."
I,
Well,
I
a
feel
large
sorry for
I felt sorry because he was, he like, damn man, nigga who taught me
but,
how to do
but,
Spanish
but no.
fly, gone.
Look, you know what, what I say that is right. Like like him doing this to these women so many years ago or whatever. No, I ain't gonna say that it was right, but at the same time, I think it's wrong for you to try to come at the man freaking 40 years later, 50 years later, yeah, still for 40 years later about something that if it's been affecting you, that you don't live with it on your conscience this long. Like why now? Like I just don't I
well,
don't
it was
I
a
just don't
it
get it.
was a big part of the community who was like, "Give me your cane, Bill, and get your ass in that cage."
Well, no,
Like,
believe me, I know. I believe me, I know. But a lot of that stuff is misguided too. Like like the intent, like the reasons behind it, like the reasons why a lot of those
hate,
people who do
hate, hate,
like,
hate, 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 hate.
yeah, bro. Like
Let me read some more of this. Let me
go
read some
ahead.
more of this article. It says a warrant for the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Donham, identified as Miss. I read that. Documents are kept inside boxes by decade, he said, but there was nothing else to indicate where the warrant dated August 29th, 1955 might have been. They narrowed it down between the 50s and 60s and got lucky, said Stockstill, who certified the warrant as genuine. The search group included members of the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation and two Till relatives, cousin Deborah Watts, head of the foundation, and her daughter, Terry Watts. Relatives want authorities to use the warrant to arrest Donham, who at the time of the slaying was, hold on, married to one of the two white men tried and acquitted just weeks after Till was abducted from a relative's home, killed and dumped into a river. Serve it and charge her, Terry Watts told the AP in an interview. Keith Beauchamp, whose documentary film The Untold Story of Emmett Lewis Till preceded a renewed Justice Department probe that ended without charges in 2007, was also part of the search. He said there's enough new evidence to prosecute Donham. So look, this is what they're doing. They're finna make this into a movie or something. Somebody's gonna get paid. Donham set off the case in August 1955 by accusing the 14-year-old Till of making improper advances at a family store in Money, Mississippi. A cousin of Till who was there has said Till whistled at the woman, an act that flew in the face of Mississippi's racist social codes of the era. We know the story. The evidence indicates a woman, possibly Donham, identified Till to the men who later killed him. The arrest warrant against Donham was publicized at the time, but the LaFleur County Sheriff told reporters he did not want to bother the woman since she had 2 young children to care for. Oh, we don't want to bother the lady. She got kids to take care of and stuff. Yeah, don't want to bother her.
Well,
Let me read
not
some
having
more.
kids.
It
Oh,
says,
my, did I say that?
let me read some more. It says, now in her 80s and most recently living in North Carolina. Damn, they're giving out her location and shit. Donham has not commented publicly on calls for her persecution, but Terry Watts said the Till family believes the warrant accusing Dunham of kidnapping amounts to new evidence. This is what the state of Mississippi needs to go ahead, she said. District Attorney Dwayne Richardson, whose office would prosecute a case, declined comment on the warrant but cited a December report about the Till case from the Justice Department, which said no persecution was possible. Okay, so look, let me read that again. Before that, they said, this is what the state of Mississippi needs to go ahead, she said. This is the lady from the Watts family, I guess, the Till family. And the district attorney, Wayne Richardson, whose office would persecute a case, declined comment on the warrant, but cited a December report about the Till case from the Justice Department, which said no persecution was possible. So, if the Justice Department said no persecution is possible, there's no case here, right? How are you going to go against the Justice Department? Aren't they the people you have to go to bring the case to? Who else are you going to bring the case to?
Um, I mean, I guess it really depends. I mean, shoot, the county. I mean, I what kind of just? I don't understand. What Justice Department are they talking about? Like, is it federal? Is it
It's
state?
probably, yeah, no, they didn't, that's not clear, but I would think that it's the federal Justice Department. I mean, maybe it's the Justice Department of that state. Either way, it still means that no persecution, and if he didn't answer, he didn't say nothing to them, because it's like, and then he said he cited this report, so then that means they already gave a report on this. It's kind of like if the Supreme Court said, oh, we're not going to do nothing about such and such and such. So then when you come to them and be like, oh, we found new evidence on such and such and such, they're like, wait, we already said we're not going to do nothing about that. So, hey, move around, move around.
Yeah, but I mean, I think still. I mean, a lot of it is. I mean, it's politics, and I mean, with a high-profile case as it is, I mean, a lot of
The
times
public,
they're gonna take the opportunity to make
it's,
something out nothing out of something. You know, like
yeah, that's what
they,
this
they
is. That's what I'm saying. So, but if the
never.
public was to push, there's a chance, you know what I'm saying? But I think that mostly this is just, first off, is like, this is perfect timing, right? The clips of the damn Moroccan thing, that shit is fucking got people ignited, bro. And then
But
if you put this on top of that, that's just another thing. And it's just like,
but
that's the
but
point.
see, but I mean, a lot of it. 'Cause I mean, honestly, like they really do want black people to just lose control and go crazy. Because I mean, that would give them a good reason to for them to
Wipe us out.
yeah
Try to wipe us out.
try to commit another genocide. And it's like, you know, that's why it's really like we really have to be super tactful because at some point we will have to do something. But I think that especially not having a true like organization of a bunch of us to be that's come together and put a plan together. We just gotta kind of let it ride
Keep your eyes
until
open. It's
but
scary
be ready,
times.
be vigilant. Yeah, because I mean they got some ignorant motherfuckers out here, man.
No telling, man. You end up in a group and have to deal with this situation. Doc says the mob will turn it into a state right issue. And he says by saying no federal laws were broken, so it's a state county issue, and
Well,
no federal jurisdiction.
well, and see, and that's the thing. They lost their jurisdiction already. Like that's why. Like I mean, some of these things, I'm somewhat. Well, I say privy, not really privy, but like I hear and get different information that like the United States government has not been, like since 2019, they have not really had a real right, like a federal, like any real jurisdiction. Like that's one of the reasons why they was discussing on making Washington D.C. a state. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a somewhat, because I mean it's a state within a state. Like it's a city state within a state, but it's a lot of stuff that's going on that, like, I don't know, even if I said it, like, would people even really get it? But
Yeah, I think it's just emotional. It's that's why I'm not going to read any more of the article because I get it, and it's really a big nothing burger. It's like opening old wounds and making people feel some kind of
well,
way.
well, yeah, I mean, and they're spirit cookers. Like they try to, like, they will try to get you upset, emotional, like that. That's what they prey on, is to be able to get your, in your emotions, and doing stuff that you wouldn't normally, or like where they can somewhat try to extract your energy, weaken you, or distract you, keep you from really seeing what's real. Like whatever it is, like however they can affect you, you know, that's a win for them, unless you think logically.
Let me read this. It says the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a controversial election law case. The case could give state legislatures broad, unchecked power over federal elections. Somebody said they could overturn the election. Let me read this right here.
Who can overturn what election?
Well, because of this ruling that has come down from the Supreme Court. Let me read this caption. It might clear it up some. It says, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case that could dramatically change how federal elections are conducted and give state legislators broad, unchecked power over those elections. At issue is a legal theory that would give state legislatures unfettered authority to set the rules for federal elections, free of supervision by the state courts and state constitutions. The theory, known as the independent state legislation theory, stems from the election clause in Article 1 of the Constitution. It says, the times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislator thereof. Proponents of the theory argue that the clause gives state legislatures power to regulate federal elections uninhibited by state courts or state constitutions. If a majority of Supreme Court agrees, that would hamstring state courts, removing judicial oversight over state elections. Election law expert Richard Hassan calls the argument radical because it would eliminate all the other state actors who participate in making election decisions. In its most extreme form, the independent state legislator theory was invoked unsuccessfully by Trump advocates in an effort to overturn the legitimate outcome of the 2020 election. In Arizona, for instance, some Trump supporters used the theory in calling for the decertification of the state's electors. Among those seeking decertification was Virginia Thomas, the wife of Justin Clarence Thomas. What y'all think?
So
um,
does
I
that
missed a
relate
lot
to
of.
what the Emmett Till shit, or?
Now, I've been talking about the Supreme Court. Did you want to make more comments on this on Emmett Till?
No,
That
I was just,
Yeah, I abruptly changed the topic, but I was the theme for tonight is the Supreme Court, so I kind of just came going back to it
oh, okay. I got you. I got you.
because they've been making a lot of rulings. A lot of stuff is coming down.
Yeah.
Um, Let me read some comments underneath the post. It says the Supreme Court is out of control. This is terrifying considering the recent SCOTUS decisions and current GOP willingness to overturn the will of the people. Not good. SCOTUS is unbelievably unbalanced. They're a danger to most American values. Are they really going to pretend that gerrymandering doesn't exist? Thomas shouldn't even be allowed to vote. This is the textbook definition of conflict of interest. It says, what in the upside down fuck is going on? We can predict the outcomes will be this as well. Here we go again. Goodbye, democracy. What's left of it? Accept the Republicans on the bench to do as paid to and said with the GOP so that when they steal or any and all future elections, the court will have given them safe harbor to do so.
I like people to ask themselves, are they being fair enough with these judges on the decision that they made? Because, like I said, I mean, when you really look at, like, it was a whole facade. Like that case should have never happened in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It was based on a lie. So, like, if the girl hadn't lied, it wouldn't have been like maybe there would be more of a legitimate one that would be able to stand. Instead of us going with this bullshit case that should have never happened.
Doc says some will say there will be non-stop to the fight until the justice that started the movement ends in justice. Let me read that again. I'm sorry, Doc. I chopped up your thing. Some will say there will be no stop to the fight until the injustice that started the movement ends in justice. I really love those words, bro. It's like poetry right there. No justice, no peace. That's what comes to my mind, you know? And nobody will have peace. Nobody will have peace. No justice, no peace. Keep that in your freaking mind, please.
Yeah. Just woke up.
Mad interesting to me.